suddenly and abruptly declaring war on Germany. Who do you think will win? We'll stay in tune for this video where we'll look into a scenario in which France goes to war with Germany. And well, quickly they cross the border because they started this war. Quickly they cross it in two fronts. Well, they quickly move forces out into Germany as they move up to capture some German cities really quickly. And they quickly move to take most of the Rhineland and starting to enter Bavaria, I guess. Well, I don't know the exact area, but Germany launches a counteroffensive. And well, then they move in and they manage to take a few of the cities in this region, because they're all like over there. But France continues their front, with them still having the advantage far into the war. But Germany decides to launch a full-on offensive. And well, they decide to cross the French border, with France launching a counter-offensive, but it doesn't go well. And with this failed counter-offensive, this allows Germany to push ahead. And quickly they're about to encircle it, so these forces withdraw fast. With Germany now having held them back, pushed them back, but Germany seeing this as a massive success. But France has moved its army, which is a problem, with German forces advancing as fast as they can. Why, you may ask? So they don't have to worry about anything. Because they know they'll inevitably probably lose. With France deciding to get Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands to join. But Germany had forces on these borders, and these nations aren't ready to launch an offensive. Quickly, Luxembourg falls, as they were hoping Belgium would join. Same with the Netherlands, just so they could free up some troops and move them into France. And well, they cross all the Belgian borders and start moving in from the north. But some French resistance along the front line breaks out in Belgium and some Netherlands, with Belgium and French's revolts quickly being taken advantage of to push them back out of this area of France and into northern Belgium, and these rebels push them back. But the rest of the rebels, they fall. And well, Germany does not seem to be stable anymore, as they're outraged by how bad it's going. With France completely kicking them out of the Netherlands, as well as completely kicking them out of most of France. Except a bit in that area. But France simply decides to ignore that and enter Germany. And Germany is shocked and quickly pushed back to here. So they're now forced to retreat. And well, France crosses in more areas, with them managing to advance all the way to seize Hamburg. And then they take over Schleswig-Holstein. And over here, they start advancing rapidly into German territory, with Germany pushing them back in the north, which went well. More well than they expected. But Germany ends up with a problem. They're about to lose Munich, which is not good. It's not good. And well, as you can see, this is not going great for Germany. With Germany being pushed to like the last lines of defense. As the French managed to basically cut off Bavaria, but Germany can't leave it, even if they want to. Because they need to hold on to Munich, but they lose Munich. And soldiers, after being told to just advance as far as they can and not worry about anything. They get a bit angry and they move back up the front. They move to, not there, they decide to move to Schleswig-Holstein and Leipzig. And quickly they start a rebellion as they capture Schleswig-Holstein in a big area here, with Germany ending up in a civil war while this is still ongoing, a war with France. So they decide, and what they can do, they make an offensive. But that offensive goes really bad as their morale is very low. And well, the French forces advance really far. Taking advantage of this, these rebels move to link up their forces. As the rebels manage to take Berlin. But the rebels aren't popular by France, decides they aren't good. But the rebels agree to a peace treaty. That's all that's good about them. Well, let's see the peace treaty land, including all the Rhineland, and they also lose basically all of Baden-Württemberg. They lose border territories to, well, Belgium, and they lose a lot of territory to, the Netherlands, and then a puppet's made in Germany. I'm not sure where that is, but it's a puppet. And then the rest of Germany is rebel-occupied or rebel-owned, and the rebels didn't lose too much. And well, now let's get rid of France's allies, and you can see a lot was annexed. France annexing quite a bit of territory, a significant amount. Well, Germany did pretty good considering how much of them was occupied. Yes, I didn't want to make the rebels too angry. Well, that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I hope you enjoyed this video.